Alright, hi guys. So we have talked about the comparative form. Just as a mini review, what was comparative? Okay, it was one step up. It was the better of the good, better, best. Okay, the comparative form is when you're making a comparison and something is one step up. Good, better, best. So superlative, of course, is that third step in your good, better, best. So we have gut. Then comparative was besser. And the superlative form was, or is, am besten. Okay, am besten. I want you guys to look at this handout again. So take this out of your folder, pause the video while you go and find it. So we'd gone through and we talked about schnell and schneller, and you guys went through and did all of the different forms of this. What you're now looking at is am schnellsten. So this am form, when we're forming this, we're going to have and then you're going to have your adjective, and then you're going to add sten to the end of that. So good, better, best is not the best example because it's irregular, but when you have schnell, in order to form the superlative, you're going to say I'm going to take schnell and just add this to the end. Sten. Am schnellsten. I'm going to show you another one. We have alt. Now whenever we do alt, we have you're going to write alt, and then we're adding an extra E because of that T, and it's a single syllable, so the same rule applies as in comparative. So we have ältesten. So single syllable means you have to add umlauts. Okay, and then because it ends in a T or a D sound, you're going to add an E before that ending. And that's just to make sure you can actually pronounce it. Okay, let's try another one. We're going to do lang. Now we got to do Got to put your actual adjective, add the stn to the end, and is lang a single syllable word or is it more than one syllable? Okay, it's one syllable, so you're adding your umlaut, so you have am längsten. To show you an example of this, in a sentence, we could say something like Maria runs schnell, Susi rennt schneller als Maria. And then Johanna, good German names, rennt am schnellsten. So we've got what's called our positive form, so just the regular adjective. We've got schneller als, which was your comparative form. And then we have am schnellsten, which is your superlative form. And again, same rule applies, single syllable, you're adding umlauts. Sten is your ending, and you have am in front of it. Now notice in this example, it is not preceding anything. Johanna runs the fastest. So this is the English form the something. The fastest, the slowest, the tallest. So this is a comparison of that form. That's when we use sten. Remember when we talked about comparative, we talked about how sometimes we add adjective endings and sometimes we don't. This is the form where we do not add additional endings. There are no adjective endings in this form. I want you guys to take out the handout. This is what you're looking at. And we just went through and we did the first couple together. So you can write in right here, ältesten. Am längsten. Okay. Viel, of course, again, is irregular. So we have viel mehr, and you've actually seen this last form, but you probably don't realize it. It's am meisten. Okay, the rest of these, I want you to try on your own. I'm going to come around and help you and check your work as you go, and we are going to go over it together. Okay, just to make sure I don't forget, there's another irregularity. You also add an extra E right here if you have the sharp S or the S. So any S sound at the end, you're also going to add that because you cannot have S followed by an S sound. It would just fall away. So you're going to add an extra E. So one example of that is heiß, hot, heißesten. We're adding that extra E. So that looks like this, heißesten. Okay, extra E right there. All right. The first time you ever learned one of these forms is when we talked about gern and then lieber als. What was that last form of this little adverb? So you had gern, meaning that you like something, lieber als, which means you prefer. And then what was that last form? Of course, it was am liebsten. So that was the very first time we used this form, the superlative form. Make sure that you know that that one is completely irregular. You're responsible for it. Okay, there are a couple of other ones that are irregular. I want to make sure that you have these. Please write down this little box or these irregular ones in your composition book. So we have gut, viel, groß, gern, hoch, and nah. A couple of these are on that handout, but not all of them. Make sure that you have them all written down. And now for practice. Flip to page 152 in your spiral, and you're going to complete that top activity, 5-10. And you're only going to use those superlative forms that are preceded by So there's nothing with adjective endings yet. This has to be done before you leave today.